and welcome to Scavenger Junt. There's no Frankie and no Nina and no EJ on this episode. Zach, you are the senior ranking participant. You guys have both never played Matt, or as the internet has dubbed him, Manservant Matt.
I mean, I recognize me without my butler gloves.
And Keith of, Australian fame. Today we're gonna have a little bit of a theme to our episode because we're coming up on Halloween. Select the item that I will think is either the most spooky or most best Halloween themed item.
Give me the exact rules so I can meet them just barely.
So you'll go off with the cameraman and you can go anywhere on the property and find one item. I will look at each one. I'll try to figure out who got that item.
What if the item is too big to bring back here?
You must be able to carry the item.
All right.
Keith's going first.
I first want to take a look at the barn of disaster. Every room is just of disaster. Some Jurassic Park plants.
What makes them Jurassic Park?
It's kind of big, and I see Dr. Sadler being like, they shouldn't be eating these.
Is this West Indian lilac?
Oh wait, I didn't realize just how disastrous this was. There's nothing spooky here except for the fact that this exists. They've got an exercise machine that's probably never been used. That's a little spooky. Never to be used. I feel bad I'm being mean. I'm sure that exercise machine will be used. Is this really the Hall of Mac?
That's the Hall of Macs.
This has got kind of like a
creepy.
Halloween-y creepy thing.
Yeah.
My only concern is
know
he's just gonna be like, this was one of my sister's books. Got an HP server. It's very loud. Advanced Visual Basic 6. I had this when I was younger. I recognized the guy's mouth with the sandwich. It is kind of creepy. I'm sticking with the book. I'm probably already cursed holding this.
I'm going to show you the thing that I was originally intending to do, but doesn't meet the requirements. I'm very familiar. I spent a lot of time here at John's house helping him out. What is the spookiest thing here that I can think of? So every time John's put me to work in the yard here, it's like an abandoned chicken house. His grandfather used to have chickens. It used to be a lot more livestock around here.
I can make him come back here.
But it doesn't meet the requirements of the game.
We'll change the game around a little.
Today?
Yeah.
Just this once?
Yeah.
But then how is he gonna choose? Because he already, well. All right, I got the item. Close your eyes.
Okay, my eyes are closed.
Not this.
Trying to think where I want to go. I'm afraid to move it. It'll probably fall apart. This actually is a good idea.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do this.
So Nina is going to be the official item hander-outer. Spooky item number 1. Isabel. All right, so here's the item. Allendale, Daughter of Fortune, a novel from Oprah's Book Club. Purchased at BJ's. The cover price was $26. It was $14.59. I don't know whose this is. Shall I read a small excerpt? When the tiny newborn appeared at the Summers home that March 15th, Mama Friesa, who served them as cook and housekeeper, argued against keeping her. If her own mother's abandoned her, it's because she's cursed. Better to not touch her, she said. But she could do nothing to dent her patrona's determination. An excerpt from
Count Junt.
Isabel. I assume this is one of my sisters, or maybe even my mother's. Let's see. Is there a copyright there? 99. I have only a vague idea of where this is. If I had to guess, I'd say it was on the bookcase near the bottom of the stairs in the living room. I'm gonna go with Zach. This is a Zach item. Keith. Okay.
It was in your sister's room.
My sister's room. I was
on the
way
floor.
off. Okay. Yes. She does look kind of spooky.
He's got
there.
like
Lizzie Borden,
the
almost.
ghostly filter on
And
it.
she's cursed, we learned.
And she's cursed.
She's cursed.
Had you ever seen that book in your life?
No.
Well, you may have.
Item number 2. Oh, this is quite a construction, isn't it? This was in the piano room next to my father's desk. In the 50s in the US, it was really kitschy to have a lot of Americana in your house. This is a replica spinning wheel that my grandparents had because their house was decorated in that kind of new colonial style. It has a foot pedal piece that was probably still inside, and you could use the spinning wheel. This is one of those possessions of the house. It's owned by the house. Nobody is claiming ownership of it. We thought for a long time that it was a real antique, but then we saw one on Antiques Roadshow, and it's totally a replica. It has the same marks as that replica. I mean, it's kind of spooky though. I'm gonna go with Zach. I think this was your pick.
There's
That's
a
a
name
good
on the other side.
Is
It says
there?
F. Young.
F. Young. There's no one that I know, but very spooky, you know. The name
That's what
F.
we don't
Young.
know.
Could be
Could be the
Fran Young.
distributor.
Could be Francine Young. Any of those three.
Frederica.
No.
That leaves Matt, and Matt, I think you need to take us on a field trip.
Am I gonna have Nina do it?
Okay, let's go.
3 mistakes.
I made this.
Oh, look, the Rose of Sharon is blooming from the.
The ashes of fire.
This is the $5 Rose of Sharon I bought in the spring, and it is just now blooming. How lovely. This is kind of a spooky little path. This is pretty spooky. Holy cow. It's gotten a lot spookier since I was last out here. There's some vines there that are outrageously thick. It's like they've been going at it for 20 years or so. I don't know what Matt's trying to accomplish,
Doing what I
really.
do best.
Legend says that EJ lives back here.
This is really spooky scary, I agree.
I want to get in there and see if there's any like
Barbecue?
No,
It's gonna be filled with doom and gloom up in his room. We used to have chickens. We stopped having chickens about 20 years ago. This was the coop, and then we had a playpen. Every day someone would come out to open it up and close it up. In the winter we had to bring them water every few hours because it would freeze and then they'd die.
What happened?
There's like a little noose in there.
They used to be on top of the chicken coop.
haunted windmill. And I'm hoping that by placing this back onto the top of the coop, that it
Yeah.
opens up some kind of trapdoor revealing the chicken gold that's been hidden.
Or maybe
here.
it's one of those horror movies turned sci-fi where it starts spinning and it turns into a spaceship.
Yeah, and then or it like stabs me with like spikes
Yeah.
that extend.
Yeah. Thank you for putting me back together, and then it kills you. Manservant Matt doing his stuff.
Yeah, do all sorts of acrobatics and.
Do it.
This is actually where I live. And John just has me come out to do chores. So.
Ew.
All right, good night, guys.
Good night, Manservant Matt.
A strict diet of cobwebs and bamboo leaves.
You should tell us what's your favorite and also what's spookiest.
My favorite item is probably the spinning wheel, but the spookiest, definitely the chicken coop. I think in terms of the winning, Matt, you have selected the spookiest item.
You win
Even
Halloween.
though official judges may look back on this
Disqualify.
episode and say it's disqualified. If that does happen, Zach is the winner. All right, so
Never
that's
be
it
done
for
with
this
you.
episode of Scavenger Junt. Have a happy Halloween, and we'll see you next time.
On BoxMac!